Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 1 day time frame with the Fibonacci levels. As I warned about in yesterday's video, potentially we could be seeing a rejection from this 0.618 Fibonacci level and just this golden pocket in general. And today we see a continuation of that. So potentially we need to start looking lower here, for example, to this 0.5 level sitting at 62.7K, although potentially we might find some support before that. So let me show you what you should be looking out for on these lower time frames. And this is it right here on the 4-hour time frame. You can see this upward sloping line of support. And if we hold this as a level of support, then we should be paying attention to this level of resistance sitting from 65K all the way up to 66,000 US dollars. So for example, if we trade above this previous high at about 66K, then potentially we could be heading up into this next big level of resistance sitting from 68.5K all the way up to 70,000 US dollars. However, we need to hold this as a level of support first, because in the case that we fall through this level of support, then likely more bearish price action is coming after that. So the first candidate as a level of support is this Fibonacci level right here, that 0.5 level that I was talking about earlier. But below that, we have this big level of support sitting from 62.4K all the way down to 60,000 US dollars for the Bitcoin price. Now, besides that, if we take a look at the RSI momentum indicator on the 4-hour time frame, recently we were in overbought territory. And as I mentioned in my last couple videos, typically when we reach overbought territory, you need to see the RSI reset back down to around that 50 level. And what do we see today? Currently, we are at 53, although of course this candle did not close yet. Now, of course, if you had access to the road to 1 million trading signals, you would have been well prepared for this move to the downside, because I already called out a bearish divergence yesterday when we were trading at 65.3K. And of course, currently we are trading at 63.6K, right? So you would have shorted this move to the downside already. And potentially, if we actually break through this trend line, you would be shorting this entire move to the downside just by having access to that information earlier. So actually right here, 10 minutes ago, I see Comp Dem Sneaks sending in a 25% profit on that short trade based on the trading signals. So this is what I am saying, guys. There is value to joining this group. And if you want to get access to my trading signals, you can do it completely for free simply by going to the description of this video you're watching right now and joining the Discord link right here. Now, once you're in here and verified, you simply go to this trading signals access channel and you follow these 3 steps right here. Moving on with the Bitcoin liquidation heat map for today. First of all, on this 1 week time frame, you can see that right now there is a lot of liquidity to the downside. The first big pocket being at 62.2K, roughly speaking. So potentially the Bitcoin price can get attracted to this level, because in the case that you don't know, typically the Bitcoin price gets attracted to where there is the most liquidity on this chart. And right now on this time frame, at least, it is to the downside with liquidity as low as 56.2K. So this would actually be a crazy move to the downside. And I am not saying that this needs to happen, but I'm just sharing this data with you that there is liquidity as low as 56.2K. Although zooming in a little bit to this 3-day time frame, you can see that right now we have actually just swept a big level of liquidity right here at about 63.6K. There is still some liquidity to the downside here on this time frame as well, but there's also liquidity to the upside at 66.4K. So that is something to take into consideration. And for now, I would just say, pay attention to this candle close right here. Like if we get a candle close below this level, for example, on the 4-hour time frame, then likely we are heading lower. And of course, if we hold this as a level of support, then we are going to see a bounce from there to potentially retest these highs and this big level of resistance once again. Now moving on to the Bitcoin ETF flow tables for today. And basically exactly what I talked about in yesterday's video has played out, because I said we need to look at the inflows for Wednesday, because in the case that we see these Bitcoin ETFs showing some weakening of their momentum or potentially even a net outflow, then likely this will have a negative effect for the Bitcoin price. Either way, so right now it is looking like the Bitcoin ETF investors are getting a little bit less interested in buying Bitcoin at these higher prices after they were just basically just aping into Bitcoin. But either way, for now, there isn't too much else to say about these inflows. I would say let's wait to see what tomorrow's inflow is going to be, and I will reevaluate or reanalyze what is going on here with the inflows. So as always, if you want to stay up to date with the crypto markets, then please subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to reach 4,000 subscribers, so thank you if you can help me with that. This has been today's market update. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.